Hello, and welcome to Clipping In. Sunday, the 30th of March. And today, well, today's ride is a sequel of sorts. We're out to settle the score. Gentle part 2 to one that I posted 10 days ago. I'll put a link to it up there in case you didn't see that one. But briefly, it went south of Wakefield, joined the Air Calder navigation, followed that to Methley, and then turned on the same navigation into the centre of Leeds. I lost the official route for 2 or 3 miles, rejoined via Kirksall Road, got on the Leeds Liverpool canal at Kirksall Bridge and continued that way. Now, following that video and lots of useful suggestions, helpful hints and tips in both YouTube comments and on Strava, I'm coming back today. I'm heading out to Leeds via a more direct route. I'll get on the canal at Kirksall Bridge heading in the opposite direction, and hopefully I'll get through to the Royal Armouries nice and smoothly without any fuss. That way then, for future reference, I can do that Air Calder circuit without any sleepless nights. I'm heading out my usual way to Leeds, East Byley, onto Tong, and then Lower Wortley, sort of skim Stanley Road, and then get me out to Kirksall Bridge. Tong Village, nice church with a tower on the left. Weather forecast looks nice, dry, sunny, but for the first few hours this morning they're talking about gusts of wind of 40 miles an hour, 40, which is a little bit too thrilling for me. I'll have to be careful. After this village it opens out into quite a fast descent, so if there are any crosswinds I shall proceed with caution. Plenty of cycle provision on here. I'm guessing this is all part of that super highway from Leeds to Bradford. Interesting, they're taking cyclists away from the towpath momentarily, following number 66, National Cycle Network. So the Leeds Liverpool and the towpath are just to my right there. But this quiet road is part of Cycle Route 66. No complaints here. Getting closer to the city centre. Very interesting. I can hear trains, so we can't be too far from Leeds Central Railway Station. Use cycle track 66 and 67. Okay. Little bit confusing. Who's got right away? I wonder if the green gutters are Asda corporate colours. I remember people mentioning Asda HQ in the directions. Gotta be worth a try. So Leeds Bridge, this is where I made my mistake last time. I turned up for Bow Lane and Briggate. Now I think I've almost connected with the last ride, because that bridge looks like the one that nearly decapitated me. So I'm guessing there's a way of turning it on the right without having to do all that acrobatics, bicycle Pilates. Yeah, missed that. Easy when you know how. Transpennine Trail 66, and this looks like the Armoury's quarter. Yep. Right, onto the pavé section again. Cycle lane. It's Smothering Sunday in the UK today, so it seems appropriate that I'm coming to Leeds, where my mum was from. She was raised within earshot of Ellen Road football ground. On a match day from my grandma's front garden, you could tell how the game was going. You knew instantly if the Leeds had scored, the roar would crack the window panes. But if the opposition scored, there was deathly silence for about 30 seconds. And it meant that during summer school holidays, when I went round to my grand's, late 70s, early 80s, we'd often come into Leeds. So I had a pretty good sense of the layout of the city at that time. Around 10 years after that, I went to university in Leeds. So again, I knew the city centre, and well, if there was a mastermind specialist subject round on Headingley by night, that's the one for me. But the last time I crossed Leeds city centre was in 1996, part of the Leeds Half Marathon, which started near City Square, went on Bow Lane, went up Briggate.
So you went into that a lot?
And the changes since then are, well, mind-blowing. If we look over there, and I do a nice bit of zooming in, that's Kirkstall Abbey, or what remains. And then upper part of Kirkstall Road heading towards Horsforth, and this lovely section of canal towpath to come, all the way to Apperley Bridge. We have waves on the Leeds Liverpool canal. This is a nice, wide, scenic section. Really all the way from Kirkstall Abbey to Apperley Bridge is like this. Nice. There's a lot of foot traffic today with it being Sunday morning. What a quiet day, it's superb. Maybe even a day without this block headwind. I can dream. Pudsey Link, Leeds Country Way. I mentioned in those older videos that there is shown on the map a byway and then a few bridleways following the Leeds Country Way that go up to Thornbury, which provide an alternative to using the route I did previously, which was past Farsley on that cycle superhighway. So we'll see what this is like. Over the canal. A little bit bouncy, but not too bad. Not going uphill anyway. Yesterday, Saturday, I was out, did just short of 60 on the roads, the Pennines above Home Firth, that area. My beloved Pennines. Riding the orange Cannondale Super 6 Evo, the clockwork orange. What a difference, wow. But horses for courses. I wouldn't fancy the Super 6 Evo's chances of coping with this route. It means that today this kind of ride's ideal for my legs. Right, this is getting a little bit rough now. Okay when it's dry, but some of those might be a bit slippery on a wet day. This is all part of this Leeds Country Way that I've seen on the map. There we go.
Yeah. Come here.
Hello.
Yeah, come here.
You're all right.
Yeah.
Hiya. Yeah, there was a section in the middle there where on a wet day you definitely want off-road tyres. I was getting wheel slippage even today, so note for future use. Well, this is a smashing little network of tracks. I've had to stop and swap the GoPro battery. I think there's about another half mile now to Thornbury. If we look, that'll pick up on there. Probably won't scan very well, but red arrow there heading in that direction to Thornbury. Back to Cliff Hollins Lane. I'm in the last 2 or 3 miles. Time to reflect on what's been a really interesting ride. I mean, it was nice to do the Leeds part, but I'm especially impressed by the bridleways from Apperley Bridge up to Thornbury. I'll definitely return there, maybe with knobbly tyres if I'm going to do any descending on that stuff, but nevertheless that's a real area with promise. You know, when you know an area, or you think you know an area as a road cyclist, but then you start mixing up the surfaces and all kinds of interesting possibilities appear. I love that. Local adventures, eh? Signing off time after a splendid ride. British summertime is officially underway, the clock's changed, and my hip's getting stronger, so there should be some Dales rides and other road projects on the horizon. But for today, I can proudly announce Leeds 1, clipping in 1. There's everything to play for. See you back out on the Yorkshire roads. Bye bye.